What's up, family? It's your boy Big Tommy Burns here. And listen, happy May, everybody. I know Mother's Day was just a couple weeks ago. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. And there's also Mental Health Awareness Month. This month is, I've never really made posts about like themed months or holidays or anything like that before, but it's been on my mind and in my spirit. And I wanted to talk about it because, if you've been following me for any length of time over the last 6 months, you know that life is amazing, right? When people ask me about, like, they ask me how I'm doing, it's just on an everyday basis. My answer is always the same: super fantastic, right? And that's not a facade. It's not to put off or put on or whatever, somebody may think. It's actually how life is and how I aspire it to be. And that's important because, just a little bit less than a year ago, man, I came and put on social media a post from back then it was Mondays with Mavericks, but now it's Mondays with the M&Ms because we have Maverick and Meadow, right? But in one of my Monday with Maverick posts, I put up a picture of me and Maverick. I'm holding Maverick in my arms and I'm smiling as I normally do. And I wasn't super fantastic. In fact, I talked about not wanting to be here at times because life was just so heavy at that time. And throughout my life, I've had bouts with that depression, bouts with suicide, bouts with all of those things. And even me being the positive, optimistic person that I am, life gets heavy, lives, and it's supposed to, right? And what I found out and what I discovered over time, I knew it, but it's just been really confirmed for me over this last year, is that life is either working for you or it's working on you, right? The good book says that all things work together for those who love the Lord and those that are called according to his purpose, right? And so whether you believe or not, it's not it's not a point I'm trying to make. Whether you believe in God or not, that's not a point I'm trying to make. The point is that the universal principle is that all things are working no matter what. It's either working for you or it's working on you. It's working on you until it can start working for you, until we become the person that it can work for, right? And what I discovered also in this time that's helped me go from being at a place where I was at one of life's lowest moments for me to a place of extreme high clarity and creation over the last couple of months. Started retired from strongman, launched my first book, wrote my first book, launched the first book, in the process of buying a business, a gym facility, my very first, gym facility is in the process of that and finishing that. And that's all of that's dream come true stuff. Retired from strongman because I, just reached my capacity of leadership there and ability to impact and continue to grow the sport, make an impact in the sport, but also myself as well. I've done my job, so it's time to create some space. And so in that, it allowed me to start taking the steps into the direction that I wanted to go with other things, but also with so much gratitude for the person that I've become over the last decade of work inside of the sport. Looking at not just in the sport, but in my life, who I've become. And I've started to realize that most of us, like we've heard, especially over the last maybe decade, 15, maybe even 20 years, maybe 2 decades, right? The practice of meditation. And it's been said time and time again that prayer is when we talk to God, but meditation is when God talks to you. And oftentimes we affirm a lot of things in meditation that we desire. And what I'm really discovering is that we're meditating all the time, right? Most of us are practicing reverse meditation, though. And reverse meditation is simply practicing and focusing on and setting our intention on the things that we do not want in life, right? And so we're so focused and so clear on what we don't want that we don't have room to focus on the things that we do want. And if it's not that, then we're so consistent with focusing more on what we don't want and spending very little time focusing and creating an environment and space of things that we do want. So whatever we consistently focus on is what we will consistently have, right? Whatever we consistently think about is what we will consistently bring about. And so in practicing reverse meditation, we're either practicing progressive meditation, intentional meditation, or we're practicing reverse meditation. There is no in between. There's not 1 second that we're alive that we just don't think about anything, where our intention is not one place or the other. And if we're not directing and guiding that intention, then something and somebody else is, right? And oftentimes when we have breakthrough moments in our life, we create a space of growth. And the mistake that we make, and this is all stuff I've learned over this last year, going from that rock bottom moment of saying, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, to where I am now. I'm not saying I was just about to say I don't have everything that I want, but I would be lying if I didn't. If I didn't say that. I have an amazing family. I have a lifestyle that I've designed, created, and want. The things that I want are starting to happen and happening and in the process of happening. So I do have everything I want. Now, is it going to get better? Absolutely. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The mistake that we make, let me say this, the mistake that I've made is when those breakthrough moments happen, it creates a space in our life called a transformation gap. And that transformation gap, it's waiting to be filled up with something. And if we don't intentionally fill that space up with the things that we want to have in our life and aspire to have in our life, and then the plan to get us moving in that direction, life is going to automatically fill it up with what it's most familiar with. Life is always filling the spaces that are void and empty in us with what's most familiar and most comfortable. And so the questions that I've been asking myself consistently over this last year is, what does mastery look like for me in many areas of life? And don't get it twisted. Mastery is not perfection, and mastery looks different for all of us. But the reason that most people would never ask themselves that question is because they don't believe that they're worthy of it. They don't believe that it's attainable, really. And I had to start challenging myself when I started going into that place of saying, man, if I don't really believe that this highest level of myself is attainable for me, or that I'm worthy of it, then for real, why am I really here? Why am I really having those thoughts and things? Why would I even be tormented with it, right? And then I just had to start to accept and embrace that, man, if God put it in me, it is for me to attain. And in that process, what happens is you become the person that could produce those results. And sometimes those things could happen instantaneously, like the next person that you meet could be a person that opens a door or a window or something to a conversation with information that could change your life, or they may have opportunity. Some people out there, they have you might have the opportunity, but they have the money. They don't know what to do with their money. So they invest in your opportunity, and that becomes a dream scenario. But the next conversation could be breakthrough, right? But what I've learned about quantum leaps is that they have to go with measurable progress over time, because the measurable progress over time is the becoming part. Because if we get the breakthrough without the becoming, we'll soon drop down to where we were and who we really are. And so we must become in the process, so that once we get the result that we want, we're able to maintain it, grow it, and steward it effectively. So anyway, thought I'd drop that, man. I hope that you all are well. I pray you all are well, and I love you. Peace.